This is Nick, my name. Those of you who are new to the channel, I hope that by the time you reach the conclusion of this video, you will have subscribed to the channel. On September 5th, Ripple published a fantastic post in which they discussed the ways in which traditional cross-border payment systems are slowing down cryptocurrency businesses. If we look back to the recent past, we can see that the post was made. And you are correct. They are exceedingly slow, which not only slows down cryptocurrency businesses, but also slows down everything else. As a result, it is impossible to give clients with flexible options for payouts in fiat currency. Ripple payments have the potential to simplify the process of off-ramps for digital assets by enabling cross-border payments around the clock, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, lowering the number of counterparties involved in the payment flow, and completing global transactions in a matter of seconds. And now small and medium-sized enterprises, SMEs, despite their growing companies, small and medium-sized enterprises, SMEs are having difficulty making payments across international borders. By implementing solutions that are both efficient and transparent, local banks have the ability to transform these global payments difficulties into opportunities for growth. Read our most recent white paper to find out how. It appears that they are continuing to completely embrace international payments. They continue to concentrate on international financial transactions. This should not come as a huge surprise. Listen, as we really concentrate on Ripple and as we think about Ripple, and if we take a look at the full chronology from moving all the way back to, we can go all the way back to the beginning of the 2010s. Nevertheless, if we pay close attention to the events that have transpired over the course of the past year, we can see that Ripple has continued to concentrate on payments. The most important use case for blockchain technology is payments. The field of finance is one that has remained unchanged for several decades. It is a sector of the financial industry that is extremely susceptible to upheaval and is associated with trillions of dollars. In the same way that the complete payment system itself is required on a worldwide scale. Requires an improvement. Blockchain technology and cryptocurrency are right there. Another reason I look at the links is because of this. In the chronology, I take a look. Imagine that you are in the summer of 2023. Ripple has become a member of the Beast task force by joining the market for cross-border payments. It is also the fact that Ripple has been working with the International Monetary Fund, IMF, and they have been working with the Federal Reserve. At this point, I am aware that it may sound crazy to bring this up again because it has been well over a year after it occurred, and we continue hearing about it. For a considerable amount of time, they have been cooperating with all of these prestigious organizations and central banks. In 2017, you should go all the way back. For instance, the Federal Reserve Task Force found that Ripple increased the speed of global payments while also increasing their openness. Although it was a brief article, it did discuss the ways in which Ripple was now collaborating with the Federal Reserve. But the action plan that the Federal Reserve's Faster Payments Task Force developed to be implemented in order to deliver faster payments to the United States was finally made public today, following 2 years of hard effort. Ripple's capacity to serve as the foundation for the next generation of international payments is highlighted here. A varied group of 320 stakeholders, including banks, regulators, end users, and technology companies, were brought together by the task force in 2015 with the intention of developing a roadmap for modernizing the payments infrastructure in the United States. The task force was established after the Federal Reserve recognized the need to stimulate improvements in payments. Additionally, it provides Ripple with a vote of confidence for the evolution of global payments in the future. I am still concentrating on this, so sure, listen to me. Everyone is so quick to write off a lot of these announcements simply because the SEC lawsuit, guys, if anything, this proves to us what the SEC lawsuit was all about. It gave Ripple and XRP an open door to be one of the first ones to walk through that door about getting regulatory clarity over here. This is the FedNow service. This is timeline of Federal Reserve's Instant Payments Network. It goes back to 2014 task force.
The Federal Reserve launched the Faster Payments Task Force to identify and evaluate alternative approaches for implementing safe and efficient faster payment systems and capabilities in the United States.
All right, the 16th of June, 2015, Ripple Systems, the Federal Reserve has appointed a representative from Ripple Labs to serve on the steering committee of the Faster Payments Task Force. In addition, this is precisely around the time when we received the announcement that Ripple has formally joined the Federal Reserve Task Force, which comes barely 2 years after the initial announcement. Additionally, it is important to keep in mind that certified service providers for FedNow have been updated. Even though the FedNow service has been updated, a major shout-out goes to subjective views for this. A total of 8 of them have been highlighted because it is known that they have partnerships with Ripple. These providers are entrusted with the responsibility of delivering immediate payment services such as bill pay, payroll processing, digital wallet creation, and even API development. Certified service providers have successfully passed testing certification in order to provide payment processing for participating financial institutions. It is possible that we will find ACI worldwide, a Ripple partner, as well as another Ripple partner here as well, BNY Mellon, CGI, Finastra, FIS, Temenos, and possibly Volante if we take a closer look at this. And do you know what makes this situation so crazy? This is the point at which we consider all of these other names that are listed on this page, such as ECS-Fin, as well as ties to Ripple. In addition, a significant number of the players on this platform have ties to Ripple that are obtained through other partnerships. Finastra is a good example to take into consideration. I believe that Finastra has between 8,000 and more players connected to it. There are a number of the largest banks that are connected to Volante. It's crazy to think about the domino effects and network effects that these names have related back to them when you look at some of these linkages and think about them. This was only provided by the Federal Reserve's Payments Enhancement Department a few days ago. Instant payments have the potential to present community banks such as Citizen State Bank with a multitude of opportunities within their reach. Because we anticipated that quick payments would become increasingly popular, we have sped up the process of adopting the FedNow service. In addition, we desire to make these payment options available to our clients as quickly as feasible. This comes directly from a financial institution. In order to better serve our clients, we intend to provide these services as quickly as feasible. Consider the fact that I recently created a video in which I discussed how Bank of America and JP Morgan decided to celebrate XRP and Ripple by saying, hey, we anticipate that there will be a significant adoption of these cryptocurrencies after the lawsuit. Even Bank of America has stated that they want to use XRP following the lawsuit that was filed against them. What is the total number of other banks? Probably have the same exact thought going through their head. Instant payments is getting ready to take off in the United States, and FedNow will be the spark that ignites the fire. This is coming from Smoke Dog. Everything is given out in the documentation that is centered on the facts, as it usually is. When FedNow reaches a nationwide adoption rate of 50%, there will be a bigger justification to abruptly connect to the network. By the end of 2024, the percentage of banks and credit unions in the United States that are connected to FedNow will have reached 50%, assuming the existing state of affairs or the current rate of adoption. When it comes to the implementation of FedNow, federal lawmakers are depending on fear of missing out FOMO among the financial world. As the number of participants across both networks increases into the hundreds and the corporate adoption rate increases by more than 50%, there will suddenly be a greater justification for participants to try to connect various domestic instant payment networks. This information comes from treasuryandrews.com. And here we actually have it. That is, without a doubt, the most important aspect of this. That is correct. In our minds, FedNow is only applicable to the United States of America. This is not yet something that is happening all around the planet. On the other hand, after it has gained a substantial amount of traction, it will begin to cross boundaries. We have it on good authority that by the end of the year 2024, 50% of the nation's banks and credit unions will be operational with real-time payment systems. Real-time payments through FedNow are something that approximately half of all financial institutions intend to offer. In addition, the FedNow and credit union takeaway is also being discussed here as parting remarks. The fear of missing out FOMO is something that I am really counting on inside the financial world. Assuming that you are a bank that is uncertain about this matter, but the bank that is located across the street is providing